Well, hey guys, welcome to the Rubik's Cube tutorial. There's a few things we have to learn first about the cube before we actually solve it. The first is that, like with any cube, the Rubik's Cube has 6 equal faces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And most likely your Rubik's Cube will have those corresponding faces be six different colors. White, red, blue, orange, green, yellow. And these colors are positioned in a way that is standard across most all Rubik's Cubes, where what I mean is white is opposite of yellow, green is opposite of blue, and orange is opposite of red. So that's pretty standard among all Rubik's Cubes. Depending on what cube you have, obviously it could possibly be different. But it is important to identify that like colors that are opposite to each other will never have a piece that has that color, and they'll never be, I guess, corresponding. The next thing to know is what cubies are and how those play into the Rubik's Cube. The Rubik's Cube has 20 cubies. Now, if you're a math person, you'd say, well, a 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 by 3, 1, 2, 3 cube should have 27 individual pieces. However, we do not count these middle pieces, so this middle piece, this middle piece, this middle piece, this middle, this middle, this middle, those middle pieces. And we do not count the center core. Now, if I stretch this apart, you might be able to see the core inside there. However, those don't count. So 27 minus the 6 is 21, minus 1 is 20. So we're left with 20 cubies. And those consist of corner pieces, like this one or this one, and edge pieces like this one. Corner pieces consist of 3 colors. For example, this one is orange, white, and green. And edge pieces consist of only 2 colors, green and yellow. There are those 20 cubies, like I said, and they all move independently of each other. So what I mean is if I did this and this, they ended up differently than how they were originally, like this. The next thing we need to know is how to move the different faces of the cube. Now, it's important to also note that these middle pieces are stationary. Although they may rotate while you are going through the puzzle like that, they stay in the same spot. So green will always be left of red if you have white on top. Red's always left of blue. Yellow is always opposite of white, of course. So these cubies will move, but this center one will not. So that's how we're going to orient ourselves when we start to solve the cube. Now there's several different movements that you can do, and it consists of movements like a right face movement, a left face movement, front face movement, back face movement, down face movement, or up face movement. These ones are pretty simple: right, left, front, back, and these ones face up and down. So that's how you will know what moves to make. They're abbreviated with F front, R right, L left, D down, B back, and U up. There are 2 different types of movements you can make with these faces now. You can make a regular movement, which is clockwise, or you can make an inverse movement, which is counterclockwise. Movements will be denoted with the letter of the face that's going to be rotating, and possibly an apostrophe to mark inverse. So if we were going to do a right movement, it would be right clockwise. See how I went clockwise? Like so. Now if we were going to do an up inverse, we'd kind of have to see how this goes, and it would turn like this. See how that goes counterclockwise, like so. Now you may have double movements, which would be like front, front, or right, right. It's also important to know, though, that this back can confuse some people. When you might get into a position where you'll have to do a back inverse, move. And that's going to look like this. Although that may look clockwise for us right here, actually, if you turn it around, it's actually counterclockwise, like that. See how that moves? That is a back inverse. Same thing with the differences between left and right and up and down. An up normal movement would look like this. A down normal movement would look like this. So they'll bring different colors to the front. The next video is starting to solve the cube, so get ready for that.